What is up, everybody? Kazdan is on here with Crash Productions. I know it's been a minute since I've done an Atari VCS video. Well, today is the day that I do a new video. As you can see behind me that I'm currently updating one of my Atari VCSs. I do have multiple. I do have the Backers Edition and then the traditional Onyx Black that I tend to use PC mode on pretty regularly. So I'm actually getting this bad boy updated as well. And that's actually what we're going to talk about today because the Atari VCS has just got a big update. Well, it's not going to be as big as the update that is coming, more on that later, but we just got a really big update for the Atari VCS. Now, I know it's been a minute since I've done a video on the Atari VCS. I've been going through a lot of things, but don't worry, we're back on the grind. Let's talk about this update. It is a huge update. It's not as big as the update that is coming, but let me tell you, this is an important update. Now, in the Atari VCS storefront, it's always been kind of hard to navigate as far as like the items that you've purchased or, you know, trying to filter out like the types of games, the genre, what are the age restrictions, stuff like that. Well, Atari has picked up the slack and has gone ahead and created a new interface or a new filtering system for the Atari operating system. And we're going to take a look at that today. So stay tuned. Let's talk about it. Now, starting off strong here, you can already see that there are now numbers beside each title. So like you have 28 apps, 90 games, and you have 9 items that are featured. But honestly, 90 games is fantastic for Atari VCS standards thus far, especially with the fact that it's a new console that's on the market, and the company that produced it has relatively been somewhat defunct or out of the console market since the late 1990s. This is a pretty big step for Atari, and they are only 10 games away from having their first 100 games on their very first console after 30 years. This is incredible. Now, I do feel like saying 90 games is just not accurate enough, because one thing that you also have to remember is that there is the Atari 50 and the Atari Vaults 1 and 2 on here, and those make a significant difference because with those combined, there's about 150 other Atari-based games that you can enjoy. That includes arcade titles, titles from the Atari Lynx age, the Atari XE age, as well as the Atari Jaguar age. So you have these on here as well. And Atari just released this game called Alien Abduction 2600, which, funny enough, is an exclusive to the Atari VCS, as proclaimed on the Atari VCS Facebook page. And this is actually used with 2600 architecture, so I don't know if they're going to put this on a cartridge at some particular point, but the file size for it is not very large either. If you scroll down to here, you'll see that it's only 9.77 kilobytes in size. It's not a big file at all. So it's interesting to see that on the Atari VCS. Now let's go ahead and get into this interface real quick. If you press the hamburger button, you'll have this new menu that shows up that allows you to navigate your search, your sort by, your type, all this stuff. And the thing that we're going to focus on mostly here is going to be the user rating system. And this allows you to pick between 2 stars. So far nothing has been rated as such. You have 3 stars, 4 stars, and of course 5 stars. So everybody who's had a VCS has had a relatively strong opinion about these games, and most of those opinions have been positive. The most important thing is the rating system, the ESRB system. You have E for everyone, 7+, 12+, 16+, and undetermined. You go to undetermined, and you only have 4 titles here. Personally, I feel like Atto should fit somewhere within the 12+ range. That's my opinion. And Mutazione, I feel like, should honestly be rated E for everyone. That is just my opinion. Meta Agent, this guy would also, along with Thrustlander, I feel like would also fit somewhere within the E for everyone or the 7+ genre. But let's go ahead and go back to rated E for everyone. And look, you can also filter through arts, designs, you can see your apps, things like that. This is impressive. This is really cool because it really helps you to filter out the things that you really want to try to find on your console. I think every console needs this. It's taken a while for Atari to get to this point, but you know what? I approve of this. This is an update that we have definitely needed, and now we got it. So it definitely makes it easier to filter. So we don't know what other things are in store for the Atari VCS, but Atari has also announced that they are making some really big moves for the VCS as well as the company. And we have several new games that are coming to the Atari VCS this year. Spirit of the Samurai, In's Reach, Polygunner, and a few other games as well. I have several Atari DevSpace interviews that you can check out that mention some of these games being produced by some of these developers. And it looks like my VCS is rebooting, and we'll probably have to do another update because it's been a minute before I've had this one updated. I got this back in December during the Christmas sale, and so now we're just kind of seeing what happens. But anyways, getting back into this. So we have all these really cool games that are coming to the VCS, and we don't know yet how many of those are going to be exclusive or timed exclusives. But it's definitely interesting. This is something that we have needed for a very long time, and I'm excited about it. So why don't you guys tell me, are you excited about it? Drop your comments in the description below. Look at that boot up screen. I love the intro for this. I just do. Let's see, is it going to do another update? Indeed it is. Okay, now, again, I want to hear your opinions. Drop that in the description below. Drop your comments and so on. Do you think this is something the VCS needed? What else do you think that Atari could be doing to make the Atari VCS better for its consumers? I want to hear about it. Anyways, I've been Kaz Denizan with Crash Productions, and thanks for watching.